Who are some of the goalkeepers, past or present, that you've looked up to or sought advice from? Goalkeepers are, it appears to me, to be a friendly lot, and you guys know each other around the league. What are your relationships, one, like with the other goalkeepers in the BPL, but also who are some of the goalkeepers you modeled your game after or that you really enjoyed watching perform?
I think for me, growing up, as a fan of goalkeepers, the biggest one for me was Oliver Kahn. He was just a beast. He was an animal. And so for me, always being a big kid, I really enjoyed just watching him play. I think he really put a fear factor into strikers as they came in on goal. And so to watch him, it was pretty neat. And then, you're right. It's a goalkeepers union, as they say. We know that we're all competing for one spot, but at the end of the day, you want the guy to do well, because too many times it's easy for the press, for the coaches, for the outfield players to criticize the goalkeeper and say, oh, he should have caught it, or he should have saved it, or came for the cross, or whatever. But until you're in those shoes as a goalkeeper, you don't know what it's like. And us as goalkeepers and part of that union, you have an understanding what that guy's going through across the field from you, or in front of you, or whatever. If he's going through a difficult time, it's not always easy, and you try to help him as much as you'd like to think he would help you.
I know Jurgen has really tried to instill in this group and the staff, everyone, all of us along the way, to say, hey, qualifying, this is not the end of qualifying, but the beginning of getting ready for Brazil. When you think about that, in your own mind, what is your plan to make sure that you're ready to make the most of the opportunity to be part of the team next summer?
Well, I think for any of us, it's about, when we come together as a team, it's about using these games to build to what we're hoping to achieve in Brazil, and that's obviously the ultimate success, and go as far in the tournament as we can. I think to do that, you have to go back to your club teams, and you have to make sure you're playing. You have to make sure you're at a high level, pushing yourself to the max every day. It's the little things that now make a difference when you get to a place like the World Cup, when you're playing against the best teams, the best players in the world. It's the little things that separate success from failure, and you have to be willing to put those extra minutes to spend on the field, practicing free kicks, working on crosses, defending, kicking, whatever it may be. You have to be willing to put those little things in that are hopefully going to make a difference when we get down there.
Maybe not the easiest question to answer, but what is it about your personality that is so engaging to your teammates? You're easily one of the most popular guys on the team, great sense of humor. What is it about your personality that I think that's really helped you sort of cement your relationships with all the players, probably not only here with the national team, but also at Villa Park? Well,
I think for me, it's especially with the national team, where obviously Timmy has established himself. He's been a huge player for the national team, and he's been fantastic for us. And so for me, as a goalkeeper, a number two coming in, you want to bring as much as you can to the table. And that's for me, pushing him and hopefully him pushing me to get better. If we can do that and create that competitive atmosphere, then it's gonna rub off on other guys, and that's what you want. You want to create a competitive atmosphere on and off the field. But like you said, when we're off the field, we like to have a good time, and I think that's important, because you're going to go into battle with these guys against the best teams in the world. You have to be willing to have the guy next to you have his back, and him have your back. Because once you get to a World Cup or a major tournament, it's just those guys in the locker room that you're going into that battle with. You can't train anymore. You've done everything you can, and it's the lights come on, and you have to perform. And for me, I try to bring, like I said, I try to bring as much as I can to the table, and I think now I'm a bit of an older player, and I see myself as a guy that can help other players, understand what being a part of the national team and going to a World Cup is all about.
Qualifying for the World Cup, it's never easy, and especially in CONCACAF, there's always that misconception that, oh, the U.S. should always qualify. Right. You know how difficult the road to Brazil was. Let's go to Columbus, and the winning streak gets snapped in Costa Rica. The team is upset, but quickly you guys turn the page, partly because you're playing Mexico, and it's a double bonus game because you guys can really put them in a bad spot, but also put yourself in a great spot. What was that atmosphere like at Crew Stadium for that game, and celebrating with the fans afterwards after the Panama-Honduras result went your way, and knowing that, hey, we've qualified for the World Cup in September? Yeah. Very rarely does that happen. I think only the second time that's happened. So take us through that match and then celebrating and getting the job done with the fans afterwards.
It was huge. Getting on the plane after Costa Rica, it wasn't easy. But in saying that, we knew what was waiting for us in Columbus. Like you said, the opportunity to qualify, the opportunity to play Mexico, in a place like Columbus where so much tradition and so much history has been a part of that stadium in the U.S. men's national team. It didn't take much. Building up from a pep talk sort of side of it, because we knew what was at stake, and that's, I think, what made it so special. The fact that we were able to turn it around from, let's be honest, a poor performance in Costa Rica to a fantastic performance against Mexico, and then waiting afterwards to watch the result of the other game, to then having the excitement and the jubilation of qualifying. It was unbelievable. I think some of the scenes afterwards, the pictures and the videos of the players celebrating in the locker room, on the field, with the fans, that was special to have the fans stay in the stadium and celebrate with us. That just speaks volumes about what American soccer fans are all about.
How excited are you about your partnership with Kwik Goal?
It's a huge partnership. Like I said, I've always been a fan of what they stand for as a company, and so for me to be able to help spread their brand and explain what they're all about, it's huge, and it brings a smile to my face, because they're good people with a fantastic product. And most importantly, it's helping grow a sport in this country that so many people love.
Brad, thank you for your time. I enjoyed it, my man.
No, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.